Hey, Naz Dog. We get the best dope on the markets. I am your host, Al Palmer, and we're going to look at grains here. All right. This is corn. Okay. So corn came down here a couple weeks ago. There was huge, 2 weeks ago. Huge volume to 410 and a half, 411 and a half. If you've been following me here, you heard that. Anyway, so now here we got the Chinese. Apparently rumors and lies make markets. But let's just talk about what's going on right here, right now. This is another Monday here, folks, where we are higher. Okay, so it's harvest. Okay, and the idea is, okay, so you close Friday. Saturday you have all day, farmers are harvesting. Sunday you have all days, farmers are harvesting. And then by the time Monday comes in the old days, on the pit floor, you'd come in Monday morning, if it was called lower, okay, because all the farmers harvested their grain, they'd say something like commercials are taking 10 to 20 cents protection, okay? Here we are going higher, okay? So we go and do a weekend worth of harvest. Again, we are higher here. This is Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, here was the one. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Okay, and then you go back here. Okay, this was a Friday close here. And then this was this Monday when we finished off. This was October 13th. This is actually really very similar because the grains topped, or the cattle topped on October 16th. This day right here. This day right here. So anyway, here we come up here. We're coming into trend lines here. This is 430. Hang on a second here. This is the 430, between 430 and a half and 432. I got a couple levels up above here. Now this is, okay, this pink line here is an old trend line, okay? Might have been off some old lows, okay? And then you get under there, and then you come up to it, and they sell it, up to it again, they sell it. This is a day chart, so we did actually 30 and a half was an early high here. So this is sell order, sell area. Okay. If you're a farmer and you're looking at it and you just got 20 cents back to you, but technically, okay, we get over here, we're making 2-month highs, maybe 3-month highs. Okay. We don't know where the funds are. As a matter of fact, let's see here. Let's see if we could take a guess. That doesn't really tell us too much here. That's the open interest, so I'm not going to venture off with my thoughts. So up here, though, this little head and shoulders right here are actually decent head and shoulders, would point up to about 465. Okay, you measure from here to here and then take the breakout from there up. So it's about 40 cents, okay, from here. In the breakout right here, you can see here, we got a couple purple ones, 425 and a half. Okay, there's two of them. I got a little tiny head and shoulders right there off these highs. Okay, within a bigger head and shoulders. Okay, here we went up here. This was Thursday, and then Friday we got back under there, and then it's all of a sudden it's back in your face here. So I look, everybody, not everybody, but people have been saying that the yields are not as good as what they were when they were forecasting, under $4. And so we'll see how this works here. So if there's going to be a Chinese deal here, which actually I thought here, this is what, a weekly also. I thought here in 3 days. Let me go to a daily here and show you here. I thought the Chinese or the funds, I thought they were buying right here a lot. And as a matter of fact here, look, we had some really small ranges here. Look at this, 54 to 44. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This day right here, this was Friday. 63 to 59. 63 to 59, it's a 4-cent range. Okay, after you did this, okay, so then all of a sudden you got the sellers want to come out here, and the buyer's just like, hey, I need to buy it, okay, and you don't spook anybody, okay? That'd be something like the Chinese would do. Here you came down to these greens, okay, their settlement prices, and here's that powder blue, okay? we've been back and forth here, but now all of a sudden we're higher on the quarter, higher on the year, and this is what this looks like here. Let's scrunch this up here because we have been in this range here, okay? Let me just do a horizontal trend line right there, okay? So 10.95, okay? This is $11, okay? And then we went down to 9.60 on the lows here. I think there was something down here. Oh, there was something in November. That's right. You know what? I think it was 9.50 was a olive line buy in the November. Okay, the November is that's the month that I've been solidly charting for, I don't know, since July, right? Because that's the crop everybody has out in the field that they're getting in right now in November beans. As a matter of fact, we could look at the November beans. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, this is where it was. Oh, 985 and a half. I'm sorry. 985 and a half and 990. Okay, these were a couple olives. Olive buys. And here, actually, you got a trend line here. We came down to, where is that trend line from? 25 and 24, April of 25, okay, and Dec of 24. Okay, this is August of 25. So this was a trend line off of this year's lows. The blue one right there. Okay, that's how you read the charts here. Anyway, this is what we got here. Look at this. We're on a 70-cent rally here since the 13th. So we've had a lot of changes here. We had cattle break 11% here in 7 trading days. And we had, 70, that's 7%, right? On a 10 figure. 1070 would be 7%. So things have changed. We'll see here. There were some areas, and some areas were very dry in August. Kind of like up in northern Chicago here. We were dry, but you say, wow, what do they grow in Chicago? Yeah, not that much, but it gives you the whole northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, although I'm not trying to include southern Wisconsin saying there was a drought here. This is gold here. We're down $115 here. What's the little pattern here? We got higher lows here. And holy camole, this is silver. Holy camole. We're down $2.50 in silver here. We're down $1.60, 90 cents off the lows. The ranges are getting very large here, babe. And, if you're making a trade, you got a couple, you're trading 2 or 3 contracts and all of a sudden you're up 5-6 grand. I don't know. I think you take it or at least peel off a couple of them, and just bag that money because these markets, you might have to wait a couple weeks or something like that. But when you look at silver here, this was another one. I cautioned someone. Where was it here? It was over here. It was here. It was on this, and it was on this back retrace here. Actually, it was the last time we were down here. And then we rallied up here, this was just, see the purple? Okay, that's a neckline to sell it against. Okay, it missed it by a little bit. But, then you're up at 49. Now, true, we were just up at 52, 54 on a high print. And here you got a buy program going nuts here. And then you get a sell, okay? This is what it looks like with the top in there, okay? Reds mean you close under where the opening is. The opening is at the top of the red. The closes at the bottom of the red, okay? And so here we went down to here and came back up here and closed. Then you finish printing off a couple 7s. Little dead cat, but it's up by all-time highs. Nobody's selling it, And so now we're going to have a two-way trade here. And this totally could go back and make new highs. Absolutely. But it has had one heck of a run. That's in silver. All right. Let's just, you know what? We're going into cattle close. So let me put up let's put up a 3-minute over here. Okay, so this trend line right here, let's just see what this trend line is. This is cattle. This is June cattle low in 22 and 20. Okay, that's why it's highlighted, babe. Okay, that's why it's highlighted. Okay, and this is actually, I didn't have June. I just put the June up in the last couple days here. just because we have a lot going on in cattle here. Okay, so that's a long-term trend line from the scamdemic crash low in 2020, and then it's probably a retest at 2022. Okay, and that's where it was. That's pretty exact. No, true, it was stopped at limit. Okay, but you have some of these things. I think we could totally rally here, man. We could rally. How about $18? I don't want. What would that be? $20 would be 37. Oh, that'd be all the way back up here. I don't know if we're going to get here. I think if you're looking to sell, I think these areas right around here. Now this is in June, okay? This is in June, okay? And so here we're going into the close here. Oh, we just closed. Okay, so now we're trading after, but they just marked this to wherever that closes at 1 o'clock. Down 670, down 950, $3 more. Okay, and then this is almost down $10. Okay, so this is the weakest in the April. So they're saying that 223. And even June at 216, okay? It sounds like we're going to have some, maybe not a glut of cattle, and we're just sitting here talking here. So this is these are March feeder cattle, okay? And this is a dime move, a $10 move here is $5,000. It's $500 per $1. Okay, so we went from 380. That's $20,000 a one lot. That's $20,000 a one lot here. 31 to 78. Whew, man, you know. And if you went home long a couple days, all of a sudden now you got to make a margin call, And I would not, I wouldn't recommend it. You just look, and there will be some opportunity here. Funds were long 100,000. I think that's what the problem is here, that the funds are actually now they're dumping. So, you know what? Hey, hang on a second. Let me give you a treat here. This is on a daily here. Let's put up the moving averages. Oh, okay. Now, this was mapped out here. See the red one? That's the 50-day moving average. That's the 50-day moving average. Catches. Okay, here you get under it. Look at this. You get under it, you break. Okay. Because these were high prices. These were all-time high prices, I believe. And, and we just absolutely, took it. So then, what do you got? Oh, okay. And this is the 200-day. Okay, so I guess you got that crowd over there that kind of, actually, I think it's those green X's right there that they were buying. So anyway, we've been talking about the 50-day moving average. Yeah, I think you sell it against that, this area right here. That would be, if we're just looking at charts, okay, not held here, Beb. You're not, you're getting this information for free, so it's worth what you pay for it. Just to, clarify that. Because you could be listening. And listen, by the way, if you're not a regulated broker or trader or something like that, you could say anything. You could guarantee people, and they don't come after you, CFTC, because they can't. Okay, so but I don't do that. Okay, I was a professional, my whole life. Here's one for you. Here we're coming in the end of October. Look at this. Okay, last month's low is 335, round down a dime. Okay, so we took out last month's low. You could do anything. The last two days of the month, we could go sharply higher. Okay, so so stay tuned. All right, we're gonna call this a wrap. You need something? Email me, ARP@NASDOG. Thanks for watching. Always use a risk stop to stop the risk.